Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you can probably tell by the title, I'm currently a student teacher. I'm in my third year and I'm going back on placement next week. So I thought I would film a video showing all of my essentials that I used last placement and that I'm going to be using again starting from next week. I'm having a little bit of a nightmare with this camera. I'm really hoping it's focused. I don't know. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to start off with, because it is literally the essential of all essentials, like, yeah, this bag. When I say I don't know how I would have done placement without this bag. It's not a joke. So this bag I used every single day of placement. And I love it. It's literally, it's like a coat. That's the only way I can explain it. Lovely and padded. It's so nice for the winter. I don't know what it is about it. It actually made me feel weirdly warmer. But it's such an amazing bag because it's completely waterproof. Like nothing is getting in you. It's got really nice big handles to put over your shoulder. And it's also got a zip in the inside to close it, and it's actually quite a cute zip. You can make it into a lot of a nicer bow. It's like kind of meant to like be like that. But yeah, it zips up really nicely so nothing can get in, which is why I highly recommend this. I feel like especially with maybe some older year groups, you might be taking work home to mark or be bringing some, maybe with younger year groups you might be bringing some worksheets in. That's what I was using this for. I was in a year 2 class and the amount of worksheets that I was bringing into school, I don't know what I would have done without this bag. It sounds like I'm sponsored. It's also so easy to wash. When you're in school, like canvas and all that sort of material, it's just not the one. It'll easily get stained, marked, like everything. Like you're carrying food in you, I guess you pack lunch, like you've got kids around you, and this, everything just wipes off. Is amazing. And then in the inside, it's going to be a bit difficult to show, but there's also an additional little compartment with a zip, just like most other bags. So in that compartment, I would usually just put like a lip balm, hand sanitizer, all the small little bits that I would take in every single day. So this bag is from Stradivarius, it says on the tag here. But it was last year that I got this in about, actually no, it was this year but February. So they might not have it. If I can find a similar one or even the same, I will definitely make sure to link it in the description. But in case it's not, I went shopping last week and I did notice that they had really similar bags. In Primark there was a black one, a little bit smaller, but it was just the same in black, and it was somewhere else. I think it was either Bershka or H&M. Okay, I've definitely talked enough about that bag now. I feel like I could go on for days though. So going on to the next item is this. I've got this laptop case from Typo, and is such good quality. It's really thick padding. Like I do believe, not going to try it, but I feel like I could probably drop this from quite a good height or lob it across the room. I'm not going to do it to test, sorry about that. But I do feel like I could throw across the room and it won't break. That's how thick the padding is on it. And it's so cute as well. They did have another design, I can't actually remember what it is. But as well, if you're a student, you get like 20% off, I want to say, from Typo. So it is actually a good place to go if you're a student teacher. The reason why I recommend this is funny because I actually haven't taken this on placement yet, because I've actually bought it for my next placement that I'm going on. I hadn't bought one for the last placement, and when I tell you I used my laptop every single day, it basically didn't leave my bag, and if it did, it went onto the sofa and it went straight back into my school bag the next day. And when I say my laptop's been through some stuff now because I haven't had a case, there are marks all over the back and smudges and just, it's just not in a good way. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not the newest, but it has seen better days and it could have stayed a lot better if it was going in and out of this case. I do want to say this was probably about £20. You can probably get cheaper if you go on Amazon, but honestly, for the quality and how cute it is, it's probably worth it when you can also get about 20% off. Okay, and whilst we're on the topic of Typo, another thing I have got from there is this cap. As you can see, again, another item that is very well used and loved. I don't actually remember how much this was. They are quite pricey, but when I tell you, I genuinely can't recommend this enough, especially if you're a coffee or tea drinker. Obviously this is perfect for you, but even just for water, some iced water, it's absolutely amazing. I took this in every single day, and it's one of those ones that it can keep things like boiling hot or freezing cold. And when I tell you, if you want to put some hot coffee in you want to be doing it about like 2 hours before you want to drink it if you're keeping that lid on, because it stays hot like all day. It's absolutely incredible. It'll at least stay hot till like lunchtime for me, which is, or at least warm anyway, which is amazing. And if you put enough ice in you with an iced coffee, the ice is literally in there for hours and hours. It's so amazing, and they have such nice designs as well. I don't think they do this one anymore. Maybe check online because I didn't see it installed the other day. But like I said, this one is on the pricier end, but there were ones in there on sale the other day. I will say the design wasn't as nice, but it was like £6 or something, which for something like this is honestly incredible. It's so, and it's huge too. Like, this is my size coffee cup. I need it. And I'm sure if you're a student teacher too, then you probably need a little bit of coffee, so treat yourself. Next essential item that I have got is like the essential out of all essentials, hand sanitizer. Especially for like me and you're in a primary school, you'll need a lot of these. The reason I'm showing this one, not this one in particular, but the ones of this type, is because it's got this little clip here which you can put around your neck on your lanyard. And honestly, having one of these just literally right on me right here all day long was great, because you're not always going to have your bag on you, you're not always going to have a pocket, and therefore you're not always going to have your hand sanitizer on you, which you can't determine when you're going to feel like you need that hand sanitizer most. Especially working with young kids, I was putting this on quite a lot, to be honest with you. I am a germaphobe though, so that's why it's in my essentials. Okay, and the next item I am going to show is basically any form of organisation that you can have, like pen to paper. I know that sounds pretty obvious, but trust me when I say I am one of those people that will buy things like this and then tell myself, it's fine, I'll just put in the notes on my phone. Yeah, no, just don't do it. There is something about having a diary and having every single day mapped out, and you know, you can plan from your mornings to your afternoons, your teaching schedule. It's just an essential. It really is an essential. That's why it's in this video. You don't really need a big clunky one. I never felt the need to anyway. You are busy, but you know, you can bullet point in here and make notes on another piece of paper. That's what I done. You don't need to do your entire life planning in here. So I actually picked this one up in February from Paperchase, which meant that I actually had, it does say £8, but I'm pretty sure I had it for about £4 because of the fact it was in February. Maybe see if you can get them cheap if you're watching this and you're a few months into the year or something like that, because you can get really good deals on stuff like this just because it's not like the 31st of December. So yeah, the reason I highlight this, even though I say I done it on my notes, is because sometimes, yeah, having your notes out when you're having a discussion with your mentor is far easier, but when you come home you really need to be checking in something like this, I feel like. And then to go alongside that, for my next placement, I've also bought these 3 like notepads sort of thing. These 3 came in a pack. And literally, if you want to know where to get really like cute and cheap stuff like this, Primark, the stationery aisle, £3.50, and they weren't even in the sale. That was the normal price. So for £3.50 you get this pretty notepad. So first of all, I thought these notes would be really good. There's actually quite a lot in there. I thought this was a really convenient size to use taking notes around the classroom whilst you're teaching a lesson, observing. I think is a good one to just have on you to take around the classroom. And then next is this today with a to-do list, notes and a schedule. I just thought this would be really good for any PPA time, research, or just on the weekends to sort my day out basically. And then this is obviously very similar to the diary. I will use both. I mean, when the diary runs out at the end of the year, I'll probably move over to this, to be honest. But I do just like having two different places to write my notes. I don't know. I thought this one could be like displayed a bit more like on my desk or something, whereas my diary could stay in my bag. I don't know. But I thought this was a really good one for placement, which is why I bought the pack. Because I don't know how well you can see, but it does have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it does have 5 like bullet points going down the side, which I thought would be really convenient to like write all your lessons and what you're doing if you're taking PPA and just stuff like that, organising your day basically. Okay, I have just felt the need to get my box out from last placement. I'm not going to make this video too much longer, just in case people would rather a really fast-paced video. But if you do want to see any more than I show in this video, I was thinking maybe if you drop a comment, because then I know that you actually are intrigued to see any more, and I feel like in a few more weeks it'll all come rushing back to me a lot more about all the things I used to use. I mean, it has been about 3 months now since I've been on placement, so it'll be a bit more fresh in my brain as well. So this is my box from last placement. I actually bought it at the end of placement to put all my stuff away for the summer. It was a very nice feeling, trust me. But these are amazing. When you're on placement, you'll have so many memories, and kids will give you cards, and I can't be chucking those in the bin ever. But they're also good for when you're on placement, just to organise yourself a bit. You don't want your notes scattered everywhere, and you just want them to stay safe as well. So these were actually from Lidl's, but I know they do exactly the same in Asda, and they're quite cheap as well in Asda, and they do quite nice ones. Here I just wanted to show, I've got all my cards in here. Oh. But this is the reason I in fact got the box out in the first place. This is going to make me emotional looking through this, because I have not looked through this since like the last day of placement. But this was my folder that I took on my very first day of placement in my first school. Every single thing went into this folder. Just get a basic ring binder. This is the Pukka one. It's really good. It doesn't like bend or anything, but it also goes really thin. These are the best ones in my opinion, because if you're just taking bits in and then taking them out and giving them to the kids, that's what it's really good for, like putting some worksheets, so you can also separate them for different types of lessons. Okay, as I have just said, I am really concerned of like overloading this video. I don't want to like be like, you need all these things. You will just find that you collect things, I feel like, over the time you're on placement. I did not go into placement with every single one of these things, so yeah. But if you do have any questions about placement, leave them down below. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you are going to your new placement school anytime soon, then I wish you luck. I'm sure you'll have a good time. And yeah, bye!